There are 6 amazing coincidences in Chinese history that may surprise you. The first one is that everyone knows that Yang Guang from Suiyang killed his own brother Yang Yong in order to ascend the throne. But he never expected that 1,400 years later, in 2013, his spiritual eyes were dug out by an engineering team, and the boss of this engineering team was named Yang Yong. Doesn't this sound a bit like the idea that it is never too late for a gentleman to take revenge? The second thing is that when Liu Bang first became a novice, he was blocked by a 4-meter-long white blind snake. He drew his sword and used the alcohol to cut the big blind snake in half. He doesn't care whether it was made up by Liu Bang himself, but the strange story of beheading the snake made him attack the Han spirit. But if you look at the 400 years after the Han Dynasty, the atmosphere was dominated by the Western Han Dynasty for 200 years and the Eastern Han Dynasty for 200 years. Lan Yao cut off Seoul. The man in this article is called Wang Mang. How could it be such a coincidence? The third thing is that in 2006 BC, Liu Bang took over the seal from Qin III Ziying, seized the world, and established the Western Han Dynasty. 200 years later, Wang Mang seized power from Liu Ying, the Merdai emperor of the Western Han Dynasty. What was Liu Ying's original name? Ru Ziying? This was not a name given later. Fourth, after the Eastern Han Dynasty, the Han Dynasty established by Liu Bei was destroyed by Sima Yiziz, but after that, did you find that all the dynasties that advanced in state affairs, without exception, were destroyed by Liu Xingren? Liu Cong destroyed the Western Front, Liu Yi destroyed the Eastern Front, and Liu Zuan destroyed the later front. This kind of thing feels like retribution from the British. The fifth one is Zhu Yuanzong, the first emperor of the Ming Dynasty, because he was born on the 8th day of the 8th month. So when he was young, he was called Zhu Chongba. Chongba can be understood as 2 8s. 2 8s equals 16. Then you calculate. The leaders of the Ming Dynasty, from the Red Emperor Zhu Yuanzhong to the Chongzhen Emperor Zhu Yuzhen, from the founding of the country to the kingdom. There were exactly 16 emperors. Can you say that this is not a kind of power in the Ming Dynasty? Then come on. The sixth coincidence is that in the late Qing Dynasty, Jin was the main ally in the burning of the Yuan and Ming dynasties. 3 years later, his residence was struck by lightning and caught fire. He was burned in the fire for 3 days. On the third night, my encounter with Yuan Mingyuan was just like the first time. Of course, there are many strange things about rituals that are difficult to explain scientifically. Do you think the historical coincidences I just mentioned are God's will or human nature? Have you ever encountered such a coincidence in your life? Tell us about it.